Happy hump day. We got some day baseball today. It's time to bounce back. What's going on, everyone? Welcome back into another episode for Just a Bet Outside. I am your host, Steven. It is Wednesday, hump day, August 23rd. We got more help with your baseball research, and we have more baseball best bets, unfortunately. Guys, that was a rough day. I don't know what to tell you. I literally felt like I had good reads. Everything was pointing to those bets, and it was just brutal. It's one of those days where I have to suck at betting and then go on YouTube and tell everyone how bad I did. It's a lot of fun. Um, you know what? It is what it is. It's what I signed up for. So we keep grinding. That's all we can do. We keep grinding. Manage the unit size on your bets and everything like that. So I'm gonna stay up, stay positive. Let's keep it rolling. And today's Wednesday. So speaking of positive, today is the day for Hump Day Humdingers. That's right. Shout out to my cousin Mike. He came up with this name because I had some terrible name last week. So every Wednesday, I'm going to give you some humdingers. And to be honest with you, I wish I could just give you 15 minutes of humdingers after the 0-4 betting day we just had. But I got three of them for you just to kind of loosen it up. And then we'll get right into the good hitter matchups, good pitcher report, best bets, all the usual stuff. So here we go. First, hump day humdinger. The average lifespan of a Major League Baseball is 5 to 7 pitches. That's kind of crazy to me. And per season in the major leagues, there's around 800,000 baseballs used. That's a freaking crap ton of baseballs. Here's the next one. These are random, by the way. Jimmy Chitwood. Everyone knows the famous Jimmy Chitwood from the movie Hoosiers. Everybody talks about him. He only has 4 lines in the movie Hoosiers. That is wild to me. When I look back at it, it makes sense. But he barely talks, but he's a popular character. 4 lines in the movie Hoosiers. That's crazy. Now, the third and final one. This is not going to help anybody who's not a baseball fan and is just kind of a casual fan. There's only around 18 minutes of action in a baseball game. That's right. 18 minutes of action in a baseball game. So you have a lot of downtime. But I just thought that was crazy. It also reminded me that when I used to watch sitcoms and they were 30 minutes long, and then you finally got to the no commercials and you realized sitcoms were only like 17 minutes or something, 18 minutes. That was kind of depressing. But, anyways, those are the three hump day humdingers. Go win some trivia or just sound smart to all your family and friends. Those are really, really useful information. Seriously. But all right, it's time to get started. Let's start out with that stupid bets recap page. There it is. Okay, deep breath. Padres minus a half run of the first 5 innings. Jesus Luzardo dominated the Padres. He has been shitty for like a month, and he absolutely dominates the Padres team that has been hitting lefties extremely well. And speaking of that, Luzardo got over 5.5 Ks because the Padres just didn't come to play. If I was a San Diego fan with what's been going on this season and how inconsistent they are, I would be so freaking livid. And I'm livid right now. That cost me 2 bets right there because they did not come to play. And Snell gave up 3 runs, which he never does. It's the second time in like 3 months. But you know what? It's baseball. It is what it is. Orioles money line, 3-3. Didn't get it done in the bottom of the ninth. They had 2 guys on, couldn't get a big hit. All I need was a single. Game over. I win the bet. Nope. We go to the 10th. The Blue Jays score 3 runs. The Orioles score none. That was fun. Oh, by the way, the Orioles always screw me. And speaking of screw me, Orioles, which I have lost almost every bet I've bet anything on the Orioles this year. How about Ryan Mountcastle? An 0 for day. He does get intentionally walked in the ninth inning, so he didn't get that last chance. He had 3 freaking strikeouts. He crushes lefties, crushes Kikuchi, struck out 3 times. Betts got a hit easily, first at bat, no problem. All about the Orioles and all about the Padres. They lost me 4 freaking bets today. I'm not happy. I'm not even going over the record. It sucks, absolutely sucks. But we're gonna keep grinding, and I feel a bounce back coming because I know it is. We usually have these bad days. We usually have a good bounce back. So let's get into it with the research help, and that starts out with the good hitter matchups. All right, it is time to talk some bats. We have 12 good hitter matchups for you for today. Let's go to the big page. There we go. We have 5 Baltimore Orioles on here against Kevin Gausman. That is pretty impressive, including Adam Frazier, who has 41 at bats and is 16 for 41. Look over on the left side. Javi Baez of the Tigers How about 12 for 21, four doubles and two home runs versus Jamison Tyon? But I will say this about Baez. Couple things. He's only hitting 223 this year, first of all. Second of all, he was out sick yesterday, so there's not a guarantee that he's going to be back, but I just want to point that out. 12 for 21, we had to put that up there. So, couple Astros that started out with Altuve's 34 at bats versus Sale, 3 home runs, 10 hits, not too shabby. And then Bregman 5 for 16. So, and also you got to have a Brave player on here, of course. Marcell Ozuna 8 for 19, one double and one home run versus Jose Quintana. So, those are the matchups for August 23rd. Take a screenshot, go get some winners. Now let's talk about some good pitcher strikeout matchups. All right, here we go. It's time to talk about the pitchers. We have 6 good strikeout matchups for you today. It starts out with Mr. Tariq Skubal versus the Cubs. Cubs, 11th highest K percentage versus lefties in the last 30 days at 23.8%. But even though that's not that high, in the last 2 weeks versus lefties, they have the fourth highest strikeout percentage at 27%. So keep that in mind. Recently, they have been striking out a lot. Scubal's a lot better at home. And by the way, he should have a screwball for a pitch with that name. Are you kidding me? That should be the first pitch he learned when he was a kid. But anyways, screwball, 43 Ks, 38.1 innings. He's only pitched in 4 home games this year. He has 6, 9, 5, and 6 strikeouts in those 4 home games. So that's the first one. Next one, Michael Kopech versus the red hot, scorching hot Mariners. Mariners' 7th highest K percentage versus righties in the last 30 days at 26.2%. 7th highest is actually an improvement, just so you know, for the Mariners. Kopech, 117 Ks in 116 innings. Bet on Kopech at your own risk, but it's a decent matchup. Next one, Corbin Burns versus the Twins. Twins have the highest strikeout percentage versus righties in the last 30 days at 29.6%. Corbin Burns 155 Ks in 152 innings. The next one, we got the lefty. Andrew Abbott is on the mound against the Angels in game 1 of that doubleheader today. Angels, 7th highest K percentage versus lefties in the last 30 days at 26.1%. Andrew Abbott, 88 Ks in 81.1 innings. And then the other guy on the other side of the mound, Mr. Shohei Ohtani. That's a good matchup, Abbott versus Ohtani. Anyways, going up against the Reds. Reds, second highest K percentage versus righties in the last 30 days at 27.9%. Ohtani, 165 strikeouts in 130.2 innings. I will say this. I've kind of heard a little bit about blister issues and all these different things going on with Ohtani. They may be careful with him. He only has 9 strikeouts in his last 10 innings, which is not a lot for him. So keep that in mind. The last one, Reed Detmers, who was close to a no-hitter last game, but he's going up against the Reds in game number 2 of that doubleheader. The Reds, that's right. I'm showing the Reds twice, striking out against righties and lefties. Not a good thing. Reed Detmers against the Reds. Reds' fifth highest K percentage versus lefties in the last 30 days at 26.9%. Detmers, 136 Ks in 115 innings. He is coming off a 108 pitch game. That's right. That's quite a bit of pitches for him, where he was 5 outs away from a no hitter. So may have a letdown. We will see. We did see a letdown from Michael Lorenzen, that's for sure. After that no hitter against the Nationals, he was awful the next start against the same team, the Nationals. But anyways, those are the 6 best pitcher strikeout matchups. And now it is time for that pitcher report. All right, let's go over the matchups for August 23rd. These are the first 8 matchups of the day. We got some interesting matchups. Mismatch there in Detroit. Tariq Skubal, 3.76 ERA. Look at that expected ERA of 2.32 with a low walk rate. This guy is a very good pitcher, and like I said, he is better at home going up against Jamison Tyon, who has just flat out not been very good this year, to be honest. And then how about those Mariners? George Kirby, who is in the running for AL Cy Young right now with a 3.23 ERA and a ridiculously record-setting low 2.4% walk rate. That is insane. Which is pretty funny because he has the lowest on the card today going up against the highest. Michael Kopech, 14.7% walk rate with almost a 6 expected ERA. The big mismatch for the Mariners in that one. And then, like I said, we got Abbott versus Ohtani. Pretty good matchup. Both similar expected ERAs. Otani's a better strikeout guy, obviously. But that should be a fun one to watch. And then Michael Lorenzen, no hitter, then struggled. Let's see if he bounces back. Going up against the Giants. And then there's that second game of the doubleheader. We got Reed Detmers going up against nobody as of right now because they have not listed the pitcher for game 2. So I'm not usually someone who bets mini doubleheaders, maybe game 1, but you kind of never know who's going to play in those games. So anyways, those are the first 8 matchups. Let's go to that final page of matchups. Clayton Kershaw, man, holy cow! It doesn't matter how old he is; he just keeps dealing this year. 2.48 ERA in 105 innings, pretty impressive stuff there. And then that Gausman Flaherty one's interesting to me because Flaherty's the least trustworthy out of those, but he's actually pitched pretty well against the Blue Jays, and Gausman's actually struggled against the Orioles. So we'll see what shows up there. Gausman went over a 31% K rate, also a AL Cy Young candidate. And then Aaron Savali of the Rays. I mean, he's just been quietly solid. Look at that ERA, 2.44. He just doesn't give up runs. That's just what he does. It's pretty impressive. Chris Sale on the mound, Charlie Morton, Jose Quintana. I think I made fun of him last time or the time before. It was more about Wainwright when he was going up against him, but Quintana's he might be their best pitcher right now. I'm not gonna lie. 3.03 ERA. He's been pretty good at limiting runs, limiting some hard contact. So, and then Severino and the Yankees. 9 straight losses for the Yankees. Can they finally win a game against the lefty Mackenzie Gore? But yeah, those are the good matchup or all the matchups for today for August 23rd. I hope you guys are getting some good help with this, whether it's walk bets or strikeout percentage, all that kind of stuff. And if you are new to the channel and have not seen this before, at the bottom, keep in mind the starting pitcher average for each column is at the bottom, just to kind of let you know who's above average, below average, all that kind of thing. So that's what we got, guys. Now it's time to bounce back and to get some winners with some best bets. All right, game number one takes us out to Chicago, home of the nation's first open heart surgery. Very useful information right there. We got the Mariners at the White Sox. Mariners money line minus 220. White Sox money line plus 185. Over under of 9.5 runs. Man, oh man, are my Mariners scorching freaking hot. Have I mentioned that yet? My best bet in this game, you know I'm rocking with the Mariners minus 1.5 at minus 128. I just saw it at. This thing might go up. I wouldn't be surprised if it was minus 140, close to 150 even at first pitch. I mean, guys, everyone is pounding the Mariners for a good reason. They are 16-4 in August right now. 12 of those 16 wins have come by 2 or more runs. What a pitching advantage they have here. George Kirby takes them out for the Mariners. Kirby is one of the best pitchers in Major League Baseball right now. How about that 2.4% walk rate we just mentioned earlier in this video? He always bounces back after a rough start. If you look at his game log, you never see 2 really bad starts in a row. He had a rough start with giving up 8 hits, 4 runs to the Royals, who seem to be hitting everybody right now, which seems kind of weird. But now he goes up against the White Sox offense, 28th OPS, 29th WRC plus, 21st in batting average at 240. All of this is versus right-handed pitching in the last 30 days. Kirby has unbelievable command of his pitches, and it's showing. He's actually striking out a little bit more too. He was a below-average strikeout pitcher earlier this year, and now he's above average, as you can tell by that pitcher report. So he's been awesome. Michael Kopech on the mound for the White Sox. This kid is going in opposite direction. Man, I sound old when I call these guys kids. 5.12 ERA, like you guys saw, almost a 6 expected ERA, and the exact opposite of Kirby, like we talked about. He's walking almost 15% of batters. He's also given up 28 home runs in 116 innings. If you want some home run props, the Mariner players might be a good idea in this one. Last 4 games, here's who he has faced. Okay, the Cleveland Guardians twice, Milwaukee Brewers, and the Colorado Rockies. 3 bad offenses, I think we can agree. In those 4 games, he has given up 18 earned runs in 18.2 innings, and he has walked 18 batters in those 18.2 innings. It's as bad as it gets for Kopech, and you don't want to see the Seattle Mariners lineup right now with how hot they are. Hopefully, Julio is back. He was apparently ill. That's why he's missed the last couple games, but they haven't needed him, and they've won both games so far by 2+ runs. I expect them to make it another one, and I like this bet so much. I am putting a unit and a half on it. That's right. I have not done this in a while. After a terrible day yesterday, I usually kind of get even more conservative, but today I'm not. I am going aggressive. I'm not letting yesterday phase me. We are going to go hard. Expect a bounce back day. 1.5 units on the Mariners minus 1.5. That is my first bet of the day. Let's move on to a hitter parlay. All right, here we go. We have a 3-leg hitter parlay. We got Riley Green, Trey Turner, and Mookie Betts 1+ hit each at plus 119 on FanDuel. Here we go. Riley Green of the Detroit Tigers going up against Jamison Taillon, who has almost given up 10 hits per 9 innings. He's in the bottom quarter of starting pitchers in regards to giving up hits. Riley Green hitting .335 at home, .303 versus righties this season, and he has 1+ hit in 17 of his last 22 games. I like him to keep it going. Next one, Trey Turner, who's finally turned it around this year a little bit. Been hitting out of the two hole a little bit more lately. And he's facing Alex Cobb, and he has been struggling. I think we talked about this in his last start. He's given up 24 hits in his last 15.1 innings. He's used to keeping the ball on the ground, and he's just not doing that right now. And that's a problem for him because he's not an elite strikeout guy or anything. Trey Turner, how about hitting .373 in the last 15 days? 1+ hit in 15 of his last 17 games. It's been beautiful. We're going to ride Trey Turner again. The third and final piece, guys. Mookie Betts 1+ hit. That may be the safest bet in baseball, honestly. And when I say safe, I mean it's not 100% safe because it's baseball. I just mean for this sport right now, he has had 1+ hit in 25 of his last 26 games. That is unbelievable. He is hitting .413 in the last 15 days, and he's facing Xavier Curry of the Guardians. I mean, guys, he's matchup proof. It doesn't matter who he faces. Curry's fine. He's okay. But Mookie Betts, I mean, guys, he's in there to make these odds a little bit better because Riley Green and Trey Turner alone are, I think they were around -130 or 125 or right in that range or something. And so add Mookie and you get +119. I like this bet. I think all three hitters get at least one hit. Let's get a three-leg hitter parlay win. And now it's time to move on to the next game. All right, the final game takes us out to the ATL, where is the birthplace of Coca-Cola, and there are also over 70 street named Peachtree in Atlanta. That's right. There are over 70 streets with the name Peachtree in it. That's wild stuff right there, guys. Another helpful part for trivia night with friends. That's right. I have two bets this game, guys. We got the Mets at the Braves. Braves money line -198. Mets money line +164. Over under of 10 runs. Let's start out with bet number one, and it is a player prop. Marcell Ozuna over 1.5 bases at +120. We showed you guys earlier this video. Ozuna 8 for 19, one home run versus Jose Quintana, so he's got a good matchup. He has 15 total bases in the last two games, just two, an 8 and a 7. That's freaking bonkers. He has 2+ bases in 8 of his last 10 games. He's been on an absolute tear. This guy gets it in one swing, no problem. He got the Met. He's got Quintana. Honestly, I think Quintana's been pretty decent, and I'll talk about that in a second. But he's hit him pretty well, 8 for 19. So I will take it. Ozuna over 1.5 bases, +120. I believe that was on FanDuel. One of the books did not have great odds. It was like -105 or +100, which is still good. I like it at even money, but I will gladly take +120. The next bet. All right, hold your breath. Mets first 5 innings money line at +152. Jose Quintana. He has pitched well, guys. In 30.2 innings, you already saw this. He has a 3.03 ERA. That's not too shabby. The Mets are 7-3 in their last 10 games. That's right. The Mets are playing well. It's hard to believe. I know. Charlie Morton is on the mound. He's been average this year, guys. Let's be honest. He's faced the Mets before, and he did pretty well. And Jose Quintana has faced the Braves before, and he did really well also. So, in my opinion, it's kind of an even matchup in regards to pitcher, but I still even lean Quintana a little bit. These Mets hitters have seen Charlie Morton quite a bit. But guys, this is a value bet. This is a straight value bet. I'm not sitting here telling you the Mets are the better team or anything like that. Sometimes you got to go with some underdogs. I don't trust the Mets bullpen enough. I almost pulled the trigger on the full game, but I'm going to take the first 5 money line. If they're tied after 5 innings, it's a push, whatever. But for a game where these two teams have played each other a lot, +152 is just too good to pass up. So those are my two best bets. Marcell Ozuna over 1.5 bases, and the Mets first 5 inning money line. Let's get some winners, guys. Holy crap, I'm ready for a bounce back. If I have any added bets, you will see that in the pinned comments and also in the premium Discord. Let's move on to that bets recap page. There it is, guys. Mariners -1.5 for 1.5 units. Come on, boys. Stay hot. Riley Green, Trey Turner, Mookie Betts, 1+ hit each at +119. That's right. We got some plus money bets. I got to start doing more of those. That's for sure. Baseball is a crapshoot, so why not go plus money? Here we go. Marcell Ozuna over 1.5 bases, +120. And then Mets first 5 money line at +152. All right, there it is. We keep grinding. I'm staying positive. let's get after it. Football season's right around the corner. Let's make some money before we get to week 1 of the NFL season. I'm excited for it. Thank you guys for the support. I seriously, you guys left some comments yesterday on the videos that were just they're blowing me away. You guys are awesome. You guys are the reason why we keep grinding, keep doing this every single night, late into the night. So thank you for the support. And I haven't mentioned it already, but smash that like button. All right, guys, enjoy some day baseball. We'll talk to you later.